I was packing up my late mother's house when the mailman knocked. He handed me a dusty envelope, addressed to me, dated 2005. Same handwriting as my father's, the man who vanished when I was 12. The postmark was smeared, but one line was clear. To my son, open when you're ready to forgive. I froze. My father had disappeared without a trace. No calls, no letters, nothing. Mom always said he wasn't coming back. Now, 20 years later, a letter from him just appears. I tore it open. Inside wasn't an apology. It was an address, a house in a small coastal town 2 hours away, and a single sentence. There's something buried in the garden. You deserve to know. I didn't believe it. Probably a sick prank. But that night, I couldn't sleep. What if it was real? The next morning, I drove to the address. The house was old but cared for. White fence, blue shutters, garden overgrown. A "for sale" sign leaned against the gate. I walked to the backyard and started digging near the rose bushes. After a few minutes, the shovel hit something hard. A metal box. Inside were two objects. An old wristwatch I remembered my dad wearing every day, and a second envelope. My hands shook as I opened it. If you're reading this, it means I failed to come home. I wasn't running from you. I was protecting you. The people I worked for weren't who they said they were. If they ever find this house, leave immediately. I laughed bitterly. Sounded like the script of a spy movie. Then I noticed fresh footprints in the mud, and a cigarette still burning near the fence. I turned around. A man stood there, maybe in his 60s. He looked exhausted, holding a cane. You finally came, he said. I stared. Who are you? He smiled weakly. Your father asked me to guard this place, until you were old enough. He handed me a small key. It's for the attic. Inside the attic, I found dusty journals, family photos, and evidence of money transfers, all under my mom's name. My father hadn't abandoned us. He'd been hiding stolen government documents, protecting us from being targets. The last page of the journal read, "If I disappear, let him grow up believing I left. It's safer that way." I stood there for hours reading every word, realizing that the villain of my childhood was actually the hero I never knew. When I walked outside, the old man was gone, but on the fence, someone had carved a message, greater than, "Forgive me, Dad." Sometimes the truth doesn't come when you want it. It comes when you're finally ready to understand it. If you made it this far, tell me in the comments, would you open the letter or let the past stay buried?